Again.
Today is Saturday, September 5th, and it's 6 o'clock. Today I'm interviewing my question-asking son, Shaquille Nelson. He wanted me to do this interview to ask him questions. I think we did one maybe a couple of months ago where he asked me questions, so it's now my turn to ask you questions. First of all, how you doing today, young man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm hanging out with my one and only father. Thank you very much.
I don't know. We might get a DNA on that. But anyhow.
Too late to take it back.
Yeah, too late to take it back now. But anyway, he wants me to ask him some questions about life in general and just, what's going on in the world. So are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All righty. What is the one question you would most like to know the answer to?
I would like to know. That's a good question. I would like to know if God has a plan for all of us, if He plans everything out. I know He puts us through tests, but I would want to know. It would be nicer to know what type of tests He puts us through ahead of time, because life is very difficult, but I still think it's worth living. And I guess it would be better to be able to somewhat predict the future.
Okay. Well, I can kind of answer that question for you.
Go ahead.
God has a plan for all of us. And I think the one thing we want to know is what the plan is.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we'll never know that. Not right offhand anyway. Because he doesn't operate that way. So therefore, he's not going to do it because he don't operate that way. But to answer your question, yes, He has a plan for each and every one of us. What do you see? What is your 5-year vision in life? What do you see yourself doing within 5 years that'll put you at age 31? So what do you see?
I see myself having gotten that bachelor's degree in astrophysics that I always talk to you about. And maybe, if I'm lucky, have a career, not just a job, but a career in that too. I see myself living on my own, having my driver's license, having a car, maybe even having a wife at that time. I don't know about kids, but at the very least be dating a woman that I love and loves me back. And obviously out of the house, paying bills, and just being out in the world and living out in the world as a functioning adult.
Sounds good to me. Why do you think people hurt one another?
I think the biggest reason people hurt each other is because they know that, or at least they may not know, but they think that when they go out here and hurt someone else, that it doesn't apply to them. If they knew beforehand, even if the most evil of people knew, hey, if I go out here and rape or rob, somebody's going to do the same thing to me, they would think twice about going out here and acting a fool and being evil. And I think that applies everywhere in life, not just criminals, but judges, these corrupt cops I see on television, bosses who don't give promotions or who just fire people and not care. It applies to everyone. They think, oh, well, if I fire him, the company will be better and I'll still keep my job. No, you can lose your job any day of the week, just like anyone else can. The only person who's exempt from being physically harmed is God.
That is true.
So that's why I think people... They think they're above the law or they're above everyone else when they're just as human as everyone else.
Okay. What stresses you out and why? And why do you allow it? I threw that in.
Oh, why do I allow it? Okay. I would say my mom's mental and physical health, my sister Kamaya, her future, and my future. And I say that stresses me out because sometimes I think they're on the right track and they want to secure their future, and sometimes I don't know if they're going to change their mind or if they're going to realize it too late. Like Kamaya, I know she loves me, but I don't think she fully realizes that aside from us four, PJ, me, you, Mom, there's going to be hardly anyone else there who cares for her. Mm-hmm. I don't think she realizes that yet.
No, she doesn't, but she will.
And I know Mom loves me too, but sometimes I do think she takes you and I for granted.
You really think your mother takes you for granted at times?
Yeah, because I know a lot of times she be nagging me about things that she won't nag PJ or Kamaya about. Or when Kamaya goes out, she'll think it's just no big deal that I sit at home.
Well, I don't think she doesn't think it's a big deal. I just think she sees that you don't have a lot going on, but it still doesn't give her a pass to think like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. What makes you the special human being or the special man that you are? What do you think makes you special?
I think that I care about others, and how I care about others. I want people to have equality of opportunity.
And why do you feel that way?
Because I think if everyone was given a fair and equal chance starting out, there would be a lot less suffering in the world and more people could succeed, and it would be, to me, that would be my definition of fair, is giving everyone an equal shot at success. Because I think a lot of success in the world and a lot of evil is not giving everyone an equal chance.
Mm-hmm.
Say people being born poor or hungry or with some disease, and people act like that doesn't affect how people turn out in life, which I think it does. Some people have better opportunities in life than others, and I think that's not fair, and I think that's something we could fix as a society. And I think our biggest problem is just lack of empathy, of not caring about others, whether it's in education, with parents. I watch news all the time. Parents don't care. Certain parents don't care about the problems other kids go through because it's not their kids. It's not their family.
That's
so
right.
They say, oh, well, this this school district is poor and doesn't have enough money. Well, I can send my kids to private school and they don't have to deal with that.
Right.
And things like that. So I think what makes me special is how I care about others and how I hopefully one day will teach and inspire others to learn to do the right thing, or teach people that we may not always do the right thing. We're not perfect, but we can admit our faults. We can admit our mistakes and learn from it, or at least try.
And a lot of people in the world, Shaquille, don't admit their faults.
And they know they don't.
Yeah, they just feel that they don't, they've not done anything wrong, but in the end, they have.
Yeah.
What has been going well for you lately in your life that you think, and why?
I think things that have been going well for me lately in life, hold on a second. Things that have been going well lately for me in life are school, me having got back into college and doing well in my schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship with my mother is improving. We spend more time watching movies. Not as much time as I like, but we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, Kamaya, she is communicating with me more than she used to before. And I think I'm learning to manage my time and my moods better as long as I keep with me taking my medicine and getting back on the schedule.
That's good. Sounds good, man.
Yes, sir.
What do you think your purpose in life is? What I mean, you can answer this question and not really know, because not a lot of people know. But we all have a purpose in life. God has a purpose for us. But what do you think your purpose in life is?
I think my purpose in life is to learn something new about science or invent a new technology that can help the lives of a lot of people. I don't know if that's going to be an energy or disease or fusion or nuclear energy, but I think I'm going to invent some technology that will make me very famous and invent a lot of lives and help improve a lot of lives. And the reason I say that is because all the science I read about and all about the technologies I learn, I'm always fascinated with how science works and how it has helped shape life, because science is everywhere and science is everything from cameras to radio waves to cars to lasers. Technology has really changed. Human beings themselves haven't changed that much, but technology has changed and greatly improved our lives. And I think that can help lead to what I was talking about earlier, which is equality of opportunity, like better schools and better cars and stuff like that. And hope and also inspire people to learn in their heart that even though they may not be perfect, they can always improve if they give themselves another chance and they learn to think before they act. So I guess that would be my answer.
All right. Hold on a second. Let's see. What are the biggest mistakes you think we make as people, as human beings? What's the one thing you think? What's the biggest mistake? I just want you to give me the one. What is the biggest mistake you think we make? We make as a society.
I think we act like we live forever, or we act like we have too much time.
Perfect. I agree.
Because I think deep down, I think most people know when they treat someone wrong. I think they know deep down, hey, I made this person feel bad, or this person didn't deserve that promotion,
Right.
and we don't want to forgive and stuff like that. When we could die at any time, God could call a number tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and we act like, oh well, I'll get to that tomorrow or next week or
Right.
next month.
That's the biggest mistake we make. Yep.
Yes. And I'll add on to that, not only just being alive, but being healthy, because there are many people who aren't, there are millions of people in prison, people with cancer, disabled, and people who don't have that, act like they can't get that. They act like, oh, well, I'll never wind up in prison, or I'll never wind up injured or diseased or whatever, when that could happen to you, that could happen to anyone. And people just take their lives and their freedom for granted a lot of times. They take that for granted too, or their job or their career, and they act like it can't all be taken away. When God could take it away from us like that.
Correct. What do you struggle with every day? This ain't on the sheet. This is what I'm asking you.
Oh, gotcha.
Gotcha, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, because that wasn't on the sheet.
You're right. What do you feel is a struggle for you every day, but you're working on it, trying to improve it?
I would say,
And it can be anything.
I would say two things.
What's
My
that?
independence, and my patience, which I guess those tie together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not patient when it comes to, say, schoolwork, or I would like everything to be done right away or in a few days. When you and mom keep saying, you and mom keep saying that it's going to take time to get to where you need to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, because nothing ever happens overnight.
Yes. Yeah.
If that were the case, though, then stuff would happen for us just like that.
Yeah. And I'm trying to learn that, hey, if it was easy to be CEO, people will become CEO in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I got to work on my patience with school and with driving, and I got to have faith that I'm going to get to where I want to go eventually.
All right. And this is going to be the last one here, because some of these questions here basically say the same thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I may throw one in here.
Okay.
What do you think? Well, let me ask you this: what do you think will make? What do you think we need in society right now to make this world a better place than what we're living in right now?
I think the number one thing would be some way, I don't know how this would happen, some way for us to be able to put ourselves in another person's shoes. And I don't mean just thinking, I don't just mean like someone rich saying, oh, I imagine poverty for 5 seconds. I mean like actually knowing what it's like to struggle. Actually knowing what it's like to struggle with disease or paying bills. Because I think if people experienced that and they had no way out, they were like, oh, this is what people go through, people would be far more understanding in everything.
I
Not
agree.
just racist people, sexist people, everyone.
I agree. I agree with that.
And I think, and I personally believe, I think that's what one of the many things God is trying to teach us, that we have a choice in how we treat each other.
That is true. And to piggyback off that,
Yes, sir.
we know that we have to do better, Shaquille.
Yes, sir.
But people choose to do what they want to do. They choose to go out here and do whatever. That's why I don't have a sympathy for somebody who go out here and kill somebody. Whether it be over a woman, drugs. I don't have no sympathy for that because you already know. All you gotta do is turn your damn TV on. A damn cop will shoot up if we sneeze the wrong damn way. So why go ahead and kill somebody, especially somebody white, and think you ain't gonna think that ain't gonna happen to you? Wrong answer. This is gonna be the last one.
Okay.
What brings you the most joy and why?
It is not my smarts. Believe it or not, it is my family. You, Mom, PJ, and Kamaya. Because I think you all have shaped me more than any school or book has, because you've instilled in me to understand people and to learn how to become better. And to learn that not everyone in life has a fair chance, or I would say that not everyone has an equal chance to succeed. And I think that's part of the reason why I care about suffering, is that you taught me that people struggle and that you can't just turn a blind eye to things, because God will see what you've done. Whether you can tell yourself, oh, I no one sees this, God sees it. So I know,
sees everything.
If I turn my blind eye to, let's say I was manager, and like you said, I gave a promotion to someone I knew was lazy. God sees that, and that's gonna come back later. And what's worse is when people do this, they know the person was lazy.
It's called karma, man.
Yeah, and I do believe in karma.
All right.
So that was it.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask you one more.
Okay.
This is just something that I want to know.
Oh, okay. So another one. Okay.
Yeah. Your mother and me.
Yes.
I know that we're important to you.
Yes.
But I want you to break it down. How? Starting with your mama first. What does she mean to you? What has she mean to you? And just let me know what she has meant to you as a whole. Not just as your mother, but as a person. What has your mom meant to you?
A friend and a role model, because she's always by my side. She always has faith in me. She always sees the good in me, even when sometimes
You don't see the good in yourself.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
Yes. And she takes care of me because I think she knows I have potential. I think she would have given up on me if she thought I had no potential at all, or if I was just going to...
Well, let me just say this.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think any loving parent wants to give up on their child, so...
No, you don't think that?
No. And the reason I say that is because of this. When you go out in the street, or any kid, any person, they go out in the street, and they want to get out here and cut the food, Shaquille, they represent their mom and daddy. If they have a relationship with them. Just like I always tell you, man, parents means everything. You know, I don't expect you to dress like me. I don't expect you to carry yourself like me, because you're now different. But what I do expect you to do is carry yourself as a man, which I have raised you to become one. Meaning, don't be walking out the house and your damn shirt look like you just got it from under the couch.
Yes.
And you damn it still put it on. No, don't do that. You know, stuff of that nature. Look in the mirror. You know, check yourself out. And if something don't look right, it ain't right.
Yeah.
If something don't feel right, it ain't right. That's why I say a loving mother and father. Because Shaquille, in order for children to love their parents, the parents got to show love first. That's how it works. Because if you never show your child that you give a damn about them, why should they think otherwise? Just want to throw that in.
Yep.
All right, now you can go with me now.
Now, with you and Mom tell me both to be, what's the word?
What if you had one thing to separate between me and your mother? What would it be?
I think you're more
Vocal.
vocal. I wouldn't say that's the word. I would think that